Good day, grade 11. So, with the event that you guys are having the face-to-face already, and I am still unable to be with you guys, I'll be providing you video lessons for the fourth quarter starting today. And our first topic is about writing the position paper. I hope that you guys are familiar already with what is a position paper. But of course, we will explain everything so that you'll be familiar with them. Okay, so as this video lesson goes on, there will also be some Google Forms where you can answer the different activities. If you are unable to answer using Google Form, I will also make it available for everyone to see so that you can answer on your papers, and then you would have to submit it to the teacher that is presiding as I am away right now. Okay, so again, if you cannot visit the Google form, you can submit by writing your answers in a sheet of paper, and then that will be submitted to the teacher that is assigned to you while I am not with you guys. And so that's what's going to happen. Okay, so I hope you guys are safe, and let's just start the lesson. Okay, so for this topic, these are the different objectives that we are supposed to be able to find out later if you guys have already the ability to finish and yeah, answer them. Well, the first one is to define what is a position paper. I guess you guys will be making that, will be able to define what is a position paper later. Secondly, identify situations in which a position paper may be effectively used in the present society. I'm pretty sure that there are lots of issues in the society that would need writing a position paper for, especially right now that it is time for the election. Other than that, it could be a topic about you guys being in a face-to-face situation as it is now allowed. And so there will be lots of things that you can write about. And then gather manifestos and analyze the arguments used by writers. And then defend a stand on an issue by presenting reasonable arguments supported by properly cited factual evidence. And lastly, you will have to write various kinds of position paper. There you go. Those are the objectives for today. So this is lesson 1, quarter 4. And to better understand the lesson, you have to do the following. First, read the selected readings provided in the lesson. Second, understand the given issue and cultivate awareness for a better understanding of the world we live in today. And lastly, finalize your position paper and make sure to support your arguments. You can read other valuable reading materials that are relevant to your stance. So in order for you to support your stance about the topic, you will have to read relevant reading materials so that your position will matter. Okay, so before everything else, let's try this on Google Form. If you have to open it, it's already provided also in your Google Classroom, by the way, but let's just open it po. So as I am displaying, I will just explain to you guys the content of these Google Forms so that it will be easier for you to join in, okay? So click the link, I'll show you guys what it looks like and I will explain. So the first activity that you will have to do is to arrange the jumbled words, especially these words are actually part of our lesson for today. So what you only have to do is to rearrange the letter to form the words. The hints are actually the problems and issues of today. So these are the jumbled words. Every word is equivalent to 5 points. If you are unable to click the Google form, you can answer right now. So as the teacher displays the video lesson, if you want to have it paused, you may also request that one so that you can answer properly. These are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. So first word, That one, second word, third, fourth, and fifth. For those who are able to answer using Google Form, just have to click submit, and then I'll be receiving your answers directly on my email. Let me know if you cannot access the email or the Google Form, since it's in the DepEd email. Sometimes it doesn't allow personal emails, but I'm pretty sure I did change the setting. Just in case that you're unable to open it, let me know, okay? So that's the first activity that you will have to do. You will be given at least 5 minutes grace period time to answer this activity. By the way, in doing the activity, I will be expecting that within the day, again, within the day, you will be able to submit your answers. Although in this video lesson, I will not be telling you guys the answer, because the tendency would be you'd have to just replay and you'll get the answers. But anyway, if you put in your answer, the correct answer will also come out. So you will know when your answer is right or not. Then, after that activity, let's go back to our lesson. There you go. So again, for that grace period, you can pause the video for at least 5 to 10 minutes for you guys to answer. So with that one, let me just continue with the next part of our video lesson. This is, what is a position paper? Just enlarge, there you go. A position paper is an essay that expresses a position on an issue. That means that this is your opinion, although with your opinion, it should be supported. So when we say supported, you will have to look for other reading materials that actually expresses the same thought. And so these reading materials are already published. And with these opinions, you will actually collect facts and other details that could support your stand about an issue. Issues that we are telling about, or we are talking about here, are issues in the society, not issues na pang sariling issue lang or pang marites lang. Okay, so it also gives arguments to support the opinion of the writer based on the facts collected. So as you are writing a position paper, you are also given a chance to make sure that your opinions matter. Okay, and then follow the easy steps to develop your position paper with this outline. The first one is the introduction. Actually has very simple parts: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. For the introduction, you only have to introduce the topic and then provide history of the background of the issue. You may also describe the issue on hand. So it means that you will have to do your research. That would mean that in the introduction, to simplify it, you will only have to tell your readers what is the topic all about. So if you want to talk about, say for example, teenage pregnancy, because this is a prevailing issue in the society, and so what you only have to do is to introduce what is teenage pregnancy, what do you know about it, but of course support that one with a what do you call this one, with a research, like you have to browse things or books or even the web, so that you will make sure that all the information that you will write there is true. And then after which you can also describe, after telling what is teenage pregnancy, you can also describe what is that. And so with that one, you are able to introduce the topic. Other topics could be the modular activities, or the face-to-face that you are actually doing right now, the face-to-face classes after 2 long years of doing modular lesson and learning by yourselves. Right now, everything has changed, and so that's what you can also write about. After that one, you can go into the body of your position paper. Now, you must state the opposing argument. When we speak of opposing argument, these are issues that could prevail an idea that is against the introduction part. Or sometimes you can also briefly describe these arguments. So you may also include details that support the opposing claim. Then after writing the counter argument, now write your argument and give your own point of view. So you have to provide evidences that support your claim. Now you can state your second argument followed by your third argument, and then you will have to make sure that you have provided the details that supports the argument. When you speak of argument, these are the things that you wanted to write about. So these are your opinion now. Okay? Not the argument na parang you want to fight against any idea or things. Now, if you cannot find any opposing argument, well, in a face-to-face issue, there are actually opposing arguments wherein parents, other, not all, but other parents, especially from other places, are not or do not yet support the face-to-face because of the evidence that the COVID-19 can be afflicted by their children. However, because it's already level 1, and especially in our province, we are able to do this. And so these are the opposing arguments that we can find. But on that support, since these are opinions, you can also claim that these are taken from parents or like posted in social media. That could also be. But I'm not telling you guys that you can get only from the social media. Kasi arguments can also, well, most especially the arguments can be found in articles or journals or news that would provide you a better stand for an opposing argument. And then you are going to write now the counter argument, which means that these are actually from you now, that provides not the research paper, but the position paper now, the support that comes from your own idea. Okay. After that one, you now have the conclusion. So the last part would be the conclusion. You can now restate both sides of the argument. You can also summarize three arguments made in your essay and provide a call for action. That would mean that since it is a problem in the society, you can also provide a solution for that conclusion. So you can state there that the paper concludes that, and then it could be a solution. It could be a recommendation after doing the summary of the entirety of your position paper. So remember, a position paper is a writing, or like it's a writing activity wherein you can put it in your own opinion. However, it should be supported by factual details and arguments that are presented in any resource that we can make use of. But especially, you have to put in the resources that that is where you can claim the argument, which could be true or not. Okay. So we have also a reading selection in this activity, and I have provided the reading selection in this form. Let me open the form so that we will read it together. There you go. Please bear with me. We're going to put in the link again. Let's put in the link. There you go. And as you can see here, it's a reading selection wherein it's titled Smart Technology is Here. This is a column from Philippine Star written by Francis J. Kong. Let's read it together because there are actually questions after this one. So with these questions, you are going to write your stance about the reading material that we are about to have. So again, the title is Smart Technology is Here by Francis J. Kong. Let's start reading. Technology is changing things. Sometimes we are so enamored with all the gadgets, new gadgets, and other shiny objects We scrape up a lot of money from our hard-earned savings just to make sure we have them last, lest we lag behind. Technology does not only change things, it has transformed the way we lived, and the rate of change is accelerating. Consider the changes that have happened over the years. After the years following the Civil War, there were a handful of technologies that reconfigured existence. Thomas Edison's light bulb extended the working day and may have created the workaholic. The air conditioner provided cool and comfort for hot and humid days, and it pushed us indoors all day, causing the reduction of vitamin D levels. The jet engines have shrunken distance but increased the scope of business, as in warfare. Radio and television spread information on massive scales, which penetrated homes and private spaces and shaped culture. Appliances sped up our tasks and chores but reduced our physical strength. Computers reduced outdoor activities, but it instead created an industry called fitness gyms. Smartphones become the universal device for almost every technology application, and at the same time have raised our stress and tension levels. Social media has been able to bridge people from across the world, yet has isolated the people nearest them. This is strange, but it seems like the more social media one uses, the less social he or she becomes. Technology has now created new businesses that the world has never seen before. Suddenly, YouTube stars that would ever have had the slightest opportunity to flash their faces on the TV or movie screens and become overnight stars and earn millions to the concert consternation of their parents who still believe that they should get a real job. Even the way I go to sleep and the way I wake up from my sleep has been altered by technology. For the past 2 to 3 years, I have not physically set my alarm clock to the time I need to get up to start the day. I have always said, Alexa, wake me up tomorrow morning at 6:15 a.m. to the sound of a classical music. And then my AI-enabled cylinder that I purchased from Amazon.com will respond, alarm set tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock to classical focus on Amazon Music. And it does. Now, expect more of these to happen. More people will be talking to their devices. Google Home products, Apple's HomePod, and Amazon's Echo are all competing in this field. This might pose as a challenge for people to be reminded that when they talk to humans, they should still communicate with grace and respect. With machines, one can be rude, impatient, and be ill-mannered, wanting to get the information we want, but humans are not machines. I can be awakened by Alexa with its classical music playing, and in my still foggy mind and half wakefulness say, Alexa, shut up, and it does stop. But can you imagine me talking this way to my clients or my family? Smart technology is now similar to media in its ability to shape our lives in a thousand ways and even more pervasive means. We have even witnessed the rise of fake news and false content and have seen how many young people have become bashers and bullies, cussing and cursing in loud voices instead of improving their arguments through intelligent conversations to the benefit of no one but perhaps to a handful of marketing people whose sole mission in life is to create noise, traffic, and click counts to raise up in revenues for their sites. Technology can diminish emotional intelligence as those who are immersed in it become socially and emotionally lazy. Thanks to all the screens in our lives. Jeffrey Fowler already has a sinister name for this fake news and false content in social media, as he calls it, counterfeit reality. I guess what has happened over the years is that civilization driven by mass media and technology has replaced our preference from a culture of character to a culture of personality. Technology will not go away. It is not a passing fad. Businesses will be challenged, Jobs will possibly be replaced, and so we should learn it, know more about it, and most importantly, use it for a good and not as a means to just justify the means and in many cases the meanness. Famous book author and Professor Adam Grant, whom I had the privilege of meeting and interviewing years ago, says this beautifully. We could refers to the creativity we can employ through smart technology. We should refers to the ethical and moral decisions we need to consider in its usage. I am interested in technology developments. I am sure it will improve many people's lives, but the same materials can also be used to advance evil and harm. Therefore, we need to be reminded that technology is moral neutral. It is still the heart of the person using if that matters. Use technology for what matters most, and that is for the good, for everyone's sake. So that is Smart Technology is Here by Francis J. Kong. Again, this is available in our Google Forms wherein you'll be able to answer the questions. However, for those students who are unable to do so, you can answer directly by putting your essay or answers in your papers. The first question is, what is the opinion of the writer about technology? State the writer's opinion. So for those who are able to do it in the Google form, you can just put in your answer here, okay? And again, what is the opinion of the writer about technology? You can write a sentence or yeah, 1 to 3 sentences wherein you can include the answer. So what is the opinion of the writer about technology? But of course, if you have a better stand against 3 sentences, you can also do that. The second question is, do you agree with the writer? Why or why not? A helpful tip for you in answering this question is that useful expressions such as agreeing or disagreeing with the views of others. I agree with the writer's claims that, or I don't agree with the author's ideas or thoughts because. And so you can start with your answers using those useful expressions. So again, the second question, do you agree with the writer? Why or why not? The third question, state the first argument of the writer. Look for the first argument um, in the article. After that, you only have to put that argument in this space. Number 4, what is the conclusion of the writer? So the helpful tip for this one is that you are now drawing conclusion using the work of others. So based on a writer, a connection can be made between, and then you'll continue, or you can start with as a conclusion. Again, so with those expressions or useful expressions, you can obtain a good sentence to be able to have a comprehensive essay. Lastly, if you were to write a position paper, what will be your stance about technology? I'm pretty sure that you guys are interested in technology. And so if you are Mr. Kong, what is your position paper will be about technology? So the useful tips for this one is that I strongly believe that, or I think, or I contend that. So you can start with those useful expressions to better state an argument, okay? After answering, you will have to click submit, okay? Now, again, for those who are unable to answer, in the Google form, you can make use of your own paper to answer the questions. The teacher can pause the video so that you guys will see the question. And as it follows, you can go through with answering. So again, with these answers, these are expected to be submitted within the day. So this video lesson is for day 1. Day 1, lesson 1 for quarter 4. This is Eapp, okay? So again, you can also get back to reading The Smart Technologies Here by Francis J. Kong in this Google form. So it's just a reading selection, a short one. And it's very interesting because this is about technology, and with your age, you guys are better in using technology. So every stand will be given at least 10 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be 50 points for this activity. You'll be given at least 20 to 25 minutes to finish the activity. That would be enough. So as long as the time is enough, you can have that one as your position paper. Okay, so that is the reading selection that we had for this lesson. Now, for the last part, this can also be submitted within the day or as part of your assignment, which should be collected by the teacher assigned in my class for you guys to be able to answer. What you have to do is to choose only one topic. After choosing one topic, you are going to write a position paper about it. The first topic is that, do you agree or disagree legalizing same-sex marriages in our country? Why or why not? There are lots of articles that can support your stand about the legalization of same-sex marriages, because it has been an issue in the country, especially because we are a Catholic country, and so different opinions are actually being said not only in social media but also in news, also in different articles, and so you can have that one. So again, you only have to write about things that you would agree or disagree on about legalizing same-sex marriages, especially in the Philippines. Okay, and of course you will have to support your details with why or why not. In writing this one, of course you have to begin with the introduction, put in your body, and then your conclusion. So this is the first choice of topic that you can have. The second choice of topic is, what is your stand on the increasing rates of teenage pregnancy? State your main idea or claim and supporting arguments. We cannot deny the fact that in our age, or in your age, there are lots of people who'd like to explore or do lots of things. And so if it happened already, we cannot do otherwise. But if it has not yet happened, then we can prevent it from happening, because teenage pregnancy is not a joke. The responsibility, the things that you will have to do afterwards, the what do you call this one, the steps to be followed, wherein it will not be the same as how you are right now if you haven't experienced teenage pregnancy. But I believe that there are reasons why these teenagers are also accepting their situation as of now. And so what is your stand on the increasing rates of teenage pregnancy? You only have to state your main idea or claim and supporting arguments. There are lots of health issues that can also be gathered accordingly about teenage pregnancy. Aside from that, health issues, it could be personal issues, it could be family issues. So there are lots of things. And so this is your second choice. Again, you only have to choose one topic. The third topic of your choice is, what is your stand in the use of social media? Will you consider it as a boon or bane? When you say boon or bane, if you'd like to agree or disagree with your stand of the social media, okay? And then, of course, yeah. So those are the three topics. Again, the first topic that you can choose from, do you agree or disagree legalizing same-sex marriages in our country? So why or why not? Since the questions are very personal, we make use of first-person point of view in putting in your opinion. But of course, after using first-person point of view, you have to agree on supporting your ideas by using different reading selections or references that could support your claim about the topic. The second topic, what is your stand on increasing rates of teenage pregnancy? State your main idea or claim and supporting arguments. And lastly, what is your stand in the use of social media? Will you consider it as a boon or bane? So as of now, in your age, or well, as to any age at all, in the use of social media, there are people who would like to consider freedom of speech as something that they can do by harassing other people, by telling their opinions, when in fact these opinions sometimes are not accepted in a variety of audience. And so do you consider this as boon or bane, especially right now that during the political runs of different politicians, there are lots of ideas, opinions that are present in the social media. And as for observations, they can eventually put in their thoughts about things even though it might hurt the other person. Pero it's not about having their pakialam already, but this is just an issue in the society. And so if you consider writing this writing about this topic, you can support your claims by putting in references from social media as well. Okay, and of course be specific on what kind of topic is put in the social media to be boon or bane. So to follow the format, of course, let's get back to the format of writing the position paper. First is your introduction. So in the introduction part, you should capture the reader's attention. You have to define the issue given and state your claim. So after putting in what's the issue all about, what is your claim about it? And so let's get to the body now. State three arguments, at least three arguments. One could be opposing and the other two are supporting, or it could go through with all the supporting evidences or supporting arguments that you can put in. After which you conclude your position paper with including and restating your claim from the introduction. You summarize the reasons why you support the claim or why you disagree with the claim, other vice versa. And then you will have to explain your stand. So if you support it, why do you support it? If you don't support it, why don't you support it? And then so that's what your opinion or position paper will go through. So remember, a position paper makes use of the first person point of view. When you speak of first person point of view, you make use of I. Okay, I consider, or I agree, I disagree, or I would like to agree with the opinion that was claimed by Mr. Kong, the use of social media, or like smartphones, or like, you know, technology and the like. Okay, and so, yep, the rubrics for the opinion paper is here. Let's click the link for us to discuss the rubrics for checking. Just escape. By the way, for the submission, with this essay, I did not create a Google form, and so so that you can actually write your position paper by doing drafts and all. But if you have laptops or like if you can type it in, that's okay. And then you can make it, you can submit it on my email, which is mariasuzettelavado@gmail.com, or you can take a picture of it and send it through the messenger so that I can collect them. So remember, these activities selected for today's lesson are expected to be submitted within the day. But with the essay, if you still need lots of time to be able to finish it, of course, I can give you a set of deadline that should be 2 days after this viewing of lesson. So that would be Wednesday, or whatever day that this video lesson will be played after 2 days, that would be your deadline. Let me just click in the link where you can find we can find the rubric so that you will be guided, of course. If not, let's put this in. I hope you're able to see this. So let's get to the rubrics now. The rubrics are here. It's actually in your module. So the criterions are first, content and development, which is 50%, organization and structure, 20%, format, 10%, grammar, punctuation, and spelling, 20%. So of course, for excellent, that would be 50 points since it's 50%. Takes us 48 to 15 score. Takes a strong, well-defined position, uses at least 3 appropriate reasons with at least 2 supporting details for each reason. Counter arguments effectively addressed without an undercutting position. For organization and structure to get 20 points, structure of paper is clear and easy to follow. Paragraph transitions are logical and maintain the flow of thought throughout the paper. Conclusion is logical and flows from the body of the paper. The format, which is 10%, paper follows all designated guidelines. Paper is the appropriate length as described for the assignment. Format enhances readability of the paper. For grammar, punctuation, and spelling, rules of grammar, of course, subject-verb agreement po tayo. Usage and punctuations are followed. There should be a period, if there should be a comma, if there should be a question mark or exclamation point, you should consider all those things. Language is clear and precise. You don't have to make use of words which are, extraordinary. You can make use of simple words as long as it claims the purpose of your paper. And then sentences display consistently strong, varied structure. So that is about the rubrics for this activity. Again, the submission are expected to be finalized within the day, but with the writing of the position paper, you are given at least 2 days to be able to finish it. And so that should be all. So if you have any questions, do not forget I can be contacted through my messenger, email address, and the like. You can also ask the teacher assigned for you guys if there should be any questions about the activity. But you can also clarify it from me. So the Google Forms are available. You can just pause it and type it in your phones or computer. And also the what do you call this one? The presentation is available in our Google Classroom, so you can click there so that you can review the content of our PowerPoint. So that should be the end of my video lesson. Good luck on your activities. Just let me know if you have questions about the activities so that we can be clarified from it. Okay? I'll see you on the next video.